So if any black people want reparations
and want to stay a star and don't want to have to worry about
tethers,
trying to be all in the videos,
speaking for black people,
dancing,
come to New Black Media and the Black Grassroots. Peace.
We want some kind of agreement. We want agreement by which we can live or die. You choose. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. Should you try to pretend that I'm crazy because I want America to be saved? And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to...
Tick faster, that'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master ice. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again to the Independent Black Voice. I'm your host, beatzillapdx official. And as you are coming into this broadcast, please hit that like button. Share this out on your social media. If you are watching on X, then go ahead and retweet this out right now and let everybody know that we are here live. We are here live on a Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon. Hopefully everybody is well. We got a few things to discuss. So, as we are talking about American accountability, this is the real reasons for reparations. And I think, when we're seeing what we're seeing right now, it's a good time to kind of hold a mirror up in front of America's face once again, yet again. The one thing about this whole thing that's going on right now with Donald Trump trying to revisit, or shall we say, rewrite history, which of course a lot of people feel that this is a failed attempt, but nonetheless, this stunt speaks to a certain interest of a lot of so-called patriots, which is, and shall we say also black conservatives, like some of the ones that Amanda Seals was talking to. A lot of those people have found real stupid, illegitimate reasons to talk down on reparations. Usually when they're speaking about reparations, they're getting it wrong anyway, because they're never framing the conversation as a debt owed or what has been done. Now, then you look over at CNN, and CNN has a whole bunch of non-foundational Black Americans talking about our history. You have Joy Reid cosplaying as she is part of our lineage and therefore by way is part of our historic achievements here in America. We've been calling this nonsense out for a very long time, and people have called us xenophobic. However, when it comes down to all that they can say, it's always leading back to the benign neglect policy of the Democrat Party, which is an anti-Black policy. And you have a lot of bootlicks coming out to basically get Black people back on that way. Because right now we're on an empowerment way. So it's kind of hard to get Black Americans to, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. And that's what some people would like to do. Some people that have been in this space, but see, it benefits. Let me tell you something that us not getting reparations benefits. It benefits Pan-Africans because the Pan-African hustle and scam, it's kind of a feel-good scam. It's a confidence fixer. So you feel pride in something that you really technically have no connection to. And what you will have connection to has no debt owed to them in America. So you can see how that works to the white supremacist agenda and how it works to their advantage. When you have Black people looking at Africa, to which over 400 years you know nothing of, and then to ignore your history and the actions taken against you in this country. Here's something that when we add into this mix going down the road, we have this word accountability that gets thrown at our community quite often. And it's funny because one of the main things that would show accountability of America would be and have been to pay reparations to chattel slavery descendants. It should have been paid immediately to the people who were released off of plantations, but it wasn't. And that is American accountability. Creating the problem and never offering the remedy to fix it, but will consistently hold a counter position to any advancement of those people. And somehow now, because the reality of that truth, it's been there, it's not new, but now it's a problem. And so now we can't harp on how slavery was bad. It wasn't good. And see, if you want to have what they want is the good without the reality. And you don't have it without us. And because it's so good and so great, and it's because of us, you haven't held yourselves accountable to that group that you treated so inhumanely, and whose the thoughts of these people today repeat that same viewpoint against foundational Black Americans, freedmen. And now, what do we have? We have a lot of outsiders trying to tell us who we are. We have a lot of, at the same time, while we have outsiders trying to tell us who we are, we have a bunch of bootlicks hopping out the woodwork, trying to act and pose as grassroots. I'm seeing, of course, the Amanda Seals situation. This is a woman who was dealing with Kamala Harris personally. Now, also, I'm seeing Conscious Lee over here. Like these people all of a sudden making these comments about how the Democrats, you knew that Kamala Harris wasn't voted in when you were pushing her and when you were talking against us. So what happened now? That didn't work and America has spoken, and who controls the narrative is evident. We're seeing them change their tunes. I didn't immediately hear the Amanda Seals situation. That I when I did, I'm like, oh, a lot of that, especially when you get down to talking about the radical, and you immediately take the conversation of reparations out of a partisan position. Kind of like being an independent Black voice. So people were wondering, oh man, yeah, she's definitely took things from the foundational Black American grassroots. I can say I'm one of them because there's nobody out here that has that radical tag. That's something they have labeled me a long time ago, before I was doing YouTube. So let that be the truth. Yeah, before. See, that's another thing. Now these YouTube movements, what are you talking about? I'm not known from YouTube. I'm known to a lot of you now, but even still, this is a small platform. I would have to be known outside of YouTube to have any kind of real impact, right? I think that would be safe to say. Yeah. So anyway, saying all that to say, this is our history. Over here behind my head, that the museum there. Let me see if I can. Oh wait, no, I gotta change that. Let me do something. So, the museum right there, with an obelisk in the visible difference or in the visible distance. Think about what they're talking about and complaining about. Man, the history of slavery. It's just, you want to talk about how bad it is. That museum in this picture reflects pointing out the history of the hands who put that monument up. Think about what I'm saying. That represents the hands. And we want to have people who are not of that lineage rewrite someone else's history. All of the things, and this is something I'm noticing right now. Let me get the chat. Something I'm noticing right now is that, and I hope that people take notice and also pay attention to what the Democrats, their continued silence. But this is demonstrating supremacy. I can rewrite the history, the factual history of a group I'm not part of, and tell everybody, I want this my way. Think you the king of Babylon. Want to rewrite history. In the meantime, people like Jasmine Crockett and people like Gavin Newsom are focused on Trump's attack on voter rights. Voter rights. Not even addressing the attacks on our history, on slavery history, not mentioning anything about the Gestapo type appearance of those weak tactics in DC, targeting, of course, Black folks. No. But we don't want to talk about how racist of a history America has. Yet and still, these fine people who got pardons were waving Confederate flags. Funny thing though, Pan-Africrats, Boule bootlicks, all they can seem to focus on is foundational Black Americans. The reason that is because they obviously got clear instruction to detour everybody's conversation from looking at what the Democrats aren't doing. I think that's kind of becoming more and more evident. What y'all think? Real quick, let me shout out everybody in the house. Reparations Nations in the building. Yes, indeed. Thank you for being here. Oyela's Cadence in the building. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And thank you for being a moderator. RBJ, Black First from South Carolina. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. And we got Black RU. Yes, Black First Salute. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a member as well. I appreciate it. Sybil in the building. Thank you. Good afternoon, Beatzilla. Thank you. Good afternoon, Sybil. Thank you for being here and being a member. Appreciate it. And we got Renaissance Woman in the building. We always knew letting them control our history that they would eventually try to rewrite it. Absolutely. And you know, let me point something out here. Again, when it goes back down to like the Hidden History Museum, I just cannot remember everybody who had so much resistance against this museum. And now that we have a museum that's, again, well, we already have a Black one. Look how it could be tampered with. And this is the importance of our own. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Dark-skinned brother in the building. Salute to you, my good brother. Thank you for being here. And, of course, thank you for being a member and a moderator. Appreciate you. Salute to you, my good brother. Yeah, man. This is getting crazy out here. And I'm seeing things that are really I guess there's amazement on both sides. But like, okay. One of the other things that's going on right now, Cracker Barrel is kind of changing up. These are the things I hope people understand. I don't think we're understanding as a collective how much of the narrative we are controlling right now. And I hope that people understand we are in there. It's not like they're going to tell us we're in this position, but look at what they're doing. That is dictating to you the position we are in. And again, why do you think going after history and slavery all of a sudden is so important? Because there's a group out here pushing for something. Now all of a sudden you had a bunch of ill-prepared conservatives to go combat a very well prepared with grassroots talking points Amanda Seals going up against black conservatives. My thing about that, I wouldn't believe Amanda Seals watches me. I'm not going to say that out of the people who watch this broadcast, it's Amanda Seals watching. What I will say is she went in there prepared with my angle of speech. And number one, we're black partisan. We are not left nor right. Our issues are right here. And funny how when she took that position, all else fell. She went in there with the ace. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, come right out of this mouth. Yeah. That's the position I've been holding. Anytime I've been in these conversations, that's where we start. Because they want to take you, and man, when the way she smoked ABL, that's how I knew, oh, somebody got you my talking points. That right there. And then, oh, you're a radical? Word? That's new. Then I'm noticing Boule talking points popping up in my comment section. Then, here's an article. And it's funny because, and I told y'all a while ago, family, notice how they keep mentioning ADOS when mentioning foundational Black Americans. Y'all remember that. Because because we're not doing it. That's not coming from us. We're not putting ADOS in the conversation with foundational Black Americans. We don't mention them like that. That's in the organization of Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore. And excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but we are in a heat wave right here, and it is 100 degrees. So, right, bear with me, because I got the little small light going today. I mean, I could very well be in here with the lights off. You understand me? And a matter of fact, this fan, I need to turn this also on me. So we're going to have to take us a break here at some point because good grief, it's hot. And I mean, we're in a place with air conditioning and all that, but it's where my studio setup is upstairs. On the third level. But anyway, they're definitely listening. Absolutely. They most definitely are. And I noticed like when I there were a few people that hopped in my followers count on X, and that's what kind of put me up on game then. And this started like 2 years ago. It started right when y'all saw me kind of remove myself from Twitter Spaces, because I seen something happen right there. I'm like, there's a rat. There's a rat nearby, and I'm gonna just sit silent for a minute because I don't know who it is. Well, I did. And I've watched things transpire over the course of time. Like, man, you're not having space? No, I'm not having space. Haven't seen me? No, haven't seen me. Do I still support folks? Yeah. Am I visibly present? No. Just things I see. Now, as things are coming down the pike, you're seeing some people who were grassroots and talking a little Boule. At the same time, Boule people are starting to sound like grassroots. All the while, guess what? That American accountability part gets ignored. Because one thing that can deter Black folks' determination is defense. When you always have to find yourself defending your position, which foundational Black Americans only seem to have to keep fighting this against other Black folks. Does that make logical sense? I'm just wondering. Does that make logical sense? There's so many things that are done to us out here. It just seems to me. And then there was something that happened. Let me see. I come across this, and I'm like, you know, I can't stress it enough when I say, please, 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 please get out of these back channels. Y'all think I'm playing? A lot of y'all have befriended your enemies unknowing, because a con man or a con woman, one of the things about being conned is you're being conned by comfort. But every now and then, you just have to worry about how some Negroes
straight to the mall. It's going to go straight to Louis Vuitton. It's going to go straight back to the automobile dealership, and they're going to laugh at you. They will laugh at us. They're going to say, damn, even when we beg these people to be free, they don't want to be free. They are addicted to white people. We are addicted to white supremacy. We're addicted to colonialism. We love that stuff.
Whoever's watching on X right now, I want you to tag who you need to tag. I'll wait. So Boyce, who is one of the keynote speakers at the very first rally for reparations, is now saying that he would rather have preparations than reparations. And I hope you understand what you were saying. This is a clip that, you know, you want people to see this. So, family, people like Phil Scott called Roland Martin. I believe my brother Black Alpha is called Roland Martin, Roland Martin. Well, Boyce Watkins got a new name today, ladies and gentlemen. We can officially start calling this brother Boule Boyce. Because this talking point right here, you might as well go ahead. It's funny too. Remember when they were talking? Yeah, all of these people, Boyce Watkins. So how are you throwing Boyce in there? Because Boyce is talking like this, but there's a reason why they keep bringing up Boyce when you're talking about FBA and delineation. He's not even for reparations. Why the hell would you be bringing him up? Also, ADOS, they down ballot. You can't say, well, they told nobody. We told people to vote their interest. If their interest was not there, then that is their choice to make. We're not going to tell someone you need to vote Democrat. That is not our job. It is not our job. It is Democrats' responsibility as a party, an organization, and corporation to deal business-like with their constituency that they need to get in the office. We don't owe these people anything, but now all of a sudden Boyce Watkins says, we need some schooling. So this is more, we need a study type talk. We need financial literacy. This borderline sounds like Roland Martin. I need the government to put me in position so I can go ahead and make sure Black folks know how to be financially responsible. Although there are no testimonials on the internet anywhere from anyone taking any one of my courses. I got about the track record of Thomas Sowell, but I think I should be in that position. Can't stand these Negroes always coming down. You always feel comfortable talking down on Black folks. I don't know how we've let this ride so long, but I'm sorry, folks. I cannot any longer. I've had enough of this guy.
So until you deal with yourself, you can't deal with nobody. So I'm not looking for reparations. I'd rather have preparations. And
Only thing worse than the white supremacists is a wannabe. And these type of coons hide their ass kissing desire to be around them folks by saying how much other people look at white folks. This dude is talking against a debt being paid. What he is advocating for right here is that white people hold no accountability for the situation and condition that they fathered. Instead, let those who suffer from that condition and all the effects of what's been done to them without no kind of help or healing, let those people be responsible for being held accountable for their conditions today, because they love white colonialism so much. I thought this guy said he was smart. He always prides himself on being the smartest in the room. He's not. You're the biggest sucker in the room. Depending on what room you're in. There are some bigger suckers than this guy. But I'm just saying, and he's going to go and sell you on this all-black conference. Anyone telling you this dude is legit is part of them people. And I do mean anyone. Make no mistake. Anyone.
in fact, preparations will give you more than reparations. Because if every single Black parent processed this, think about this for a moment. Imagine if every single parent in the Black community did the simple damn task of buying their child, spending as much money buying stock for their kids as they spend on their.
This asshole just advocated for you continuously being within those folks' system. Instead of looking for independence by way of being repaired and restored, so now you can start on an even playing field. No, stay part of their system and take crumbs. And then what I'm going to turn around and tell you is, man, reparations is crumbs from the white man. Well, then whose stocks are those, Negro? They getting stocks from you? You don't have no Fortune 500 company, boys. They can't get no stocks from you. So they're investing in who? Oh, all of these rich business white men. You hear that? This is Boyce for you, fam. Boule Boyce at work, y'all.
car note or whatever. And then literally every single child from that household or every household that does this would have a couple $100,000, at least $100,000.
And it doesn't make sense that every kid in that household should be receiving a check. Instead, spend your money while you're still paying taxes. And you'll be paying taxes on that, especially if you end up cashing out. So you'll still be giving that money right back to the white man. Boyce is full of shit. It's a con man talking. Anybody giving this dude money, you need to get a refund ASAP.
Time they're 20, 21 years old. All of them are financially free. All of them have investing capital. All of them have the knowledge and wherewithal to succeed in this economy. There's nothing stopping you except for you. There's nothing stopping us.
All police ain't bad. I mean, there ain't nothing stopping you but you yourself. I mean, the police ain't gonna fool with you if you ain't doing nothing. Are you hearing this, Negro? I mean, you just be on your way when you invest because rich black folks don't have no troubles. The hell is he talking about? Like all of your troubles will magically go away because you invested in some stocks. We need to stop blaming white folks, y'all. We just need to stop it. Anybody advocating for this asshole to ops, man? Anybody, damn it. You hear this guy? This guy hates black people. This is not a person that has love for his community. This is a sucker, man.
Except for mindset. I mean, sometimes we hold on to oppression because we need it. We need to believe that we are oppressed so that we don't actually have to look in the mirror and say, damn, like I'm not doing everything I could.
Negro, your teeth are 3D printed. What are you talking about? You had to change your image just so you could be presentable on camera. Huh? Wow. Oh, man. Yo. Anybody still rocking with this, dude? You out your skull, man. You out of your skull, dude. This is shameful. This is shameful. Despicable, bro.
Be doing to make the situation better. So some black people need oppression because if you don't have oppression, then who else are you going to blame? The only person left to blame at that point would be yourself. And that's not easy for a lot of people to do. That's why healing is important. Let's keep going.
If y'all think that he like black people, y'all stupid. If you think he like black people, y'all are stupid. And here's something about Boyce. And this is something I just watched over the years because, okay, for those of us who have been around entertainment, we know what dudes like Boyce are. He's been trying to get into a certain scene for a very long time. It took for him to get with that wife of his. That wife is the one that's in, obviously. So now he's been able to be around people that he wouldn't have been around. And as soon as he got in them rooms, listen to how that Negro sounds. Listen to how he's sounding, man. Like I said, and then he was over here trying to push Pan-Africanism again. Like I said, Pan-Africrats. So why you think he's doing it? Yeah, it's a good question. Very good question. Lady Effort in the building. I see you. Thank you for being here. Yes, indeed. You're gonna spend on your car, no? What are you talking about, man? He is sinister. What's going on? Oh man. And I see Lynette. Lynette, I see you in the building. Yes, indeed. Salute to you. Thank you for being here. From Alabama. Oh man. Yeah, oh yeah, the preparations. The hell is he talking about? I don't support reparations. I support preparations. Preparations for what? And then what he does is he goes all. Do you understand? Everything he just said took responsibility of a debt owed from white supremacy. You see how he deterred that? Why at all would Boyce Watkins be doing it? And he's trying to use the guise of, well, I mean, you know, black folks just need to do better. That's a sorry trope. Troy HM said he want us to be a toy for these white supremacists, for white supremacy. Every year he has been doing this BS over the years. Yeah. Why is he crying for the you know? Okay. Again, like I said, you're right. He's been doing this for years. And again, another reason why I kind of had to make and position my situation the way I needed to. You know, I keep telling y'all better get out these back channels, man. Y'all are talking to the freaking feds. And a lot of these women around here ain't cool. They over here, and some of them are messy. And I ain't saying all, but a lot of these women without platforms that are behind these scenes, man, y'all better telling you better watch it. What is the easiest way to infiltrate? Through a woman. Say, well, hey, sister, why don't you get up here and take lead on this conversation? Oh, no, man, been there, done that. Oh, but they'll take a lead real quick when it's some turmoil. Again, remember who the sponsor of the truth is.
So if any black people want reparations
and want to stay a star, don't want to have to worry about
tethers,
trying to be all in the videos,
speaking for black people,
dancing.
Come to New Black Media and the Black Grassroots. Peace.
There's somebody in my comments. And just like I said, with this whole Boule thing, just noticing the timing of it. Okay. And like I said, you hear certain things, it's like, there's certain things that people shouldn't, like certain positions, somebody that wasn't around you shouldn't even be able to come at you by. But okay, so let me and I like doing this part because it's get these types, they be thinking they really be bringing the heat. So under this video about Joy Reid, y'all can see that, right? Okay. Okay, so you see this. So sunny days, A-OK. LOL. Welcome to you. one of the few, the proud, the foolish who have embraced being suckered into a psyop that is intended to divide black folks, to fight among themselves instead of the white supremacists. Poor plotting scheming and working to take away the rights of black folks. Okay, now let's address the first part with what you just said. There is no white supremacist scheme because there is no connection to white supremacists. If the black connection to white supremacists are like the people Amanda Seals was talking to, there's no connection there. You saw the black folks that are connected to white supremacy. So no. Nice lie to keep telling them, repeating, but it doesn't really serve any purpose because you're like full of shit and it's just simply not true. But this is the thing that they'll do. So if you repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, then all of a sudden it'll be something, which again, still it's not, but they will call it a win for them. Thank you, Antithesis, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Out here supporting. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And also thank you for being a member as well. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, divide and conquer is the oldest strategy. Kind of like how America separated black families in slavery. So, you know, that there's that part, and I don't see any talk about reparations within this conversation, but they're real quick at attacking us. See, this is the thing that I want y'all to understand. This is the left's attack. This is them serving their white supremacist masters because Democrats can also not afford to have to do something for black folks. And at this point, when you have Donald Trump doing what he's doing, you need black voices or faces to kind of try to mimic our talking points, but make it start sounding like, man, maybe we made a mistake doing things the way we did. No. There's no divide and conquer because we were always alone. And again, divide and conquer how? Because you're literally coming up on a video talking about Joy Reid acting and mimicking our lineage. Okay, and then they do this. Okay, divide and conquer is the oldest strategy. People like yourself would shove Malcolm X out of the proverbial door because of his immigrant roots. His dad was foundational Black American, and he always advocated for the American Negro. I don't know why they always keep doing that with Malcolm X. They always act like he didn't exclusively advocate for us. You'd shove W.E.B. Du Bois, another great civil rights leader, out the proverbial door. Those are very weak arguments, but I can't help but notice that that's what continuously keeps coming our way. Here's another one, though. This one here. This one's good. This is how, and this is why I had to show y'all, because the article I'm about to get into is very interesting, and this is how they go. Now they'll do stuff like this, and be like, oh yeah, well, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. Okay, so this is Miss Tunes, 1765, a Boule burner account. Please read more, research more before you mislead people. This is if your videos are actually meant to inform. Be clear, I'm not a Dem or a Republican. I listen to historians like Clay Kane, Dr. Gray Carr, that liar, Karen Hunter, another liar, Lori Daniel Favors, who is most definitely in the bag for the Democrats, Reese Colbert, you even spelled her last name. I thought it was Colbert, but Colbert, whatever. Miss Cuss a lot because she runs out of actual talking points, so she just cusses her way out to the end. That's Reese. She got me blocked on X. Dr. Sunyata Ahmed on YouTube and Sirius XM Urban View on channel 126. Notice how they're trying to steer people to you to who they want you to listen to. Those people aren't historians. Those people are in the bag Democrat shields. And for Karen Hunter, she often tells that lie and says, well, I'm not a Democrat. Maybe she's technically not. And I'll say, okay, she's technically not a registered Democrat, but is she a Democratic talking shield? Yes. So don't sit up here and here, okay, again, this video, by the way, y'all seen this video? Have y'all seen this video yet? This video is literally about Joy Reid cosplaying our lineage. But she's saying, please read more. What do I need to read when this woman is not of our lineage? Joy Reid has nothing to do with our lineage. Are you seeing what I'm saying? This person is making this comment without actually even talking within the context of the video, but made sure to promote those boule voices they want you to hear, which are all connected to Roland Martin, by the way. See how that works? Funny how she knew to leave Roland Martin out, though, didn't she? See how she did that? You name everybody connected with Roland Martin, except for he himself. Think you slick. So, Miss Tunes, if y'all see this one pop up in your comments, you see him pop them in the threads, just know, in the bag, shield for the Democrats. All gonna come in line, because again, that's where they're at with it right now. I read from several different newspapers. Lamont, see, she's giving you all of these boule and all the Democrat places that she wants you to put your brain. This has nothing to do with my video. It's not on topic. It's a promotion. And this person says, oh, well, my comments keep getting deleted. I'm assuming what they were trying to do was post links to these pages. And yeah, that will be deleted because you ain't going to be promoting nobody else's channel on my page. The hell up out of here. This is a disrespectful pieces that these pieces should do. I said, the people you mentioned are hardcore Democrats, so your lead in is extremely dishonest. However, Joy doesn't come from our lineage, so she is cosplaying, and that serves us no good. Nobody is listening to Boule Radio for anything serious, and definitely not Black empowerment. Their response? Obviously, just make your comment and opinion instead of facts. Joy Reid is not foundational Black American. She said so herself. That's a fact, because that's actually the conversation that's happening here. Your promotion of boule bootlicks is a whole nother thing. And I don't have to honor anything you're talking about. Screw you, screw the boule, screw Karen Hunter, screw Roland Martin. And that weak-ass, sucker-ass Greg Carr. And Clay Kane is a joke. Where'd you find that guy? That dude spent all of his high school years in the drama department. Miss me. This hey on Penny instead of facts. Here's another long, drawn out one. Karen Hunter has repeatedly said she's neither Dem nor Republican. Yeah, but here's the problem. She just capes for Democrats. And she won't take none of them to task for anything. Nice try, but smart people research before speaking. I most definitely have done. You also made it obvious you're not like us because politically informed people know it's not about Dems or Republicans. It's about what candidates' policies are best for our community. This bitch just actually took my talking point. You gonna come to my shit and tell you gonna reiterate my shit to me? Do y'all even know who shit they giving you? God damn. You came to my page to throw some shit in my face like, yo, I'm gonna tell him. I'm just reading my own words. Golly. What? Ma'am, take your ass back to the shield farm to where they got you. And at least hey, is this guy one of the people that you took this from? You might want to ask that next time because I'm on the smaller platforms, so a gang of my shit gets took. But goddamn, man, you literally repeat to me see, this is how I know you're not one of us, and then literally give my words verbatim. Oh my God, dude. Oh man. Oh, you can't make this shit up. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm done. Oh, you freaking lost me right there, man. Oh, bro. This is out of hand, man. This is out of damn hand. You're clearly not educated because, and then proceed to repeat Beatzilla to Beatzilla. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Oh, but like I said, they've been paying attention. I tell you this all the time. They're paying attention to all of us, y'all. So for the largest to the smallest, there might be somebody that's they memorizing your tweet battle or whatever, and they're going. So just don't feel strange. Like no, don't feel no kind of way. They stole your shit. You see what I'm going through out here? Yeah, of course they took your shit. They expect, especially if you don't have no large following. Oh man, get Carl out of here. Block Carl. Yeah, we know, Carl, and thank you for subscribing. And now you on the block train, buddy. Yeah, let's get Carl out of here, out the paint here. And while we at that, so now you also report. Yes. Yeah. Says the one who smells like wet dogs. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, the white supremacists came out into this one today, haven't they? Oh my God, the dog lovers is busy today, ain't they? Boy. Boy. Did you give your pet a kiss in the mouth today? American accountability. One of the things that they don't like to show you on the news is the rampant drug use amongst their community, because it would show you the truth. Like, you had to push drugs on the black community. Their communities running to it. Fentanyl ain't even like fentanyl. We're not even seeing fentanyl like that in my community. And y'all know that. Y'all know that. Y'all have taken over every addict on the planet. And now it's a disease. And when they was talking about crime and all these property crime, you realize who it was? It was y'all. So now, man, we got to figure out diversion programs. But, you know, at the end of the day, the spirit of the Carolyn Bryants, the Joe Bidens, from George Bush to Strom Thurmond to Hillary Clinton, and her young Dixiecrat days. Both parties, Democrat and Republican, have been so overtly anti-black that right now, that is why when it comes down to looking at our history, these devils want to rewrite history, because the truth of the satanic nature of the inner spirit man of these people is what is revealed. And so when we talk about Martin Luther King's dream of people being judged by the content of their character, well, nothing more than 400 years of unpaid labor and hardcore oppression and anti-black white supremacy and violence, that right there determines the character of American accountability. That's right, Joe. I need my moderators to be up on it today, because we got a whole lot of anti-black white supremacists in the chat today, and they are upset. They are upset. Pick this cotton and you tell your mama. That's what you can do, Joe. Yeah, get them trolls out the chat. There we go. Thank y'all, moderators. Thank you, Oyela. Thank you. And you know, it is what it is. They gonna be mad, and that's the whole point, because we talk about reparations. And that's another thing that I want y'all to understand. What we're dealing with right now, that's why they mad. That is why they mad. See, the first wave was like, okay, we can get the tethers to go ahead and try to get out here and disrupt things, and tethers wasn't doing nothing. So then you had to go ahead and get we got Trump in office. So now they feel emboldened. But yeah, you know, not that bold. Because you're still keyboard warriors. Keyboard cowards. And we know what that is. I mean, that's not nothing new. That's, I guess, technically a lifestyle. Oh, yeah. And you're going to keep coming. Oh, that's the funny. Hey, but you know what? For all of you MAGA guys, let me show you something, guys. So before you guys, start, swinging from Trump's nuts so tough, maybe you guys might want to see this little video here. This right here is actually from his first term. Because if you guys didn't know, this African American museum was actually opened under your guy, Donald Trump. This is real American history, making America great again. and proving and showing who the great Satan of the earth is and his children, just like Bob Sampleton.
A great honor to be here. This was some beautiful morning, and what a job they've done, like few others have been able to do. I am very, very proud of Lonnie Bunch, the work and the love that he has in his heart for what he's done. Is I always talk about, you need enthusiasm, you need really love for anything you do it successfully. And Lonnie, you are where? Come on. Where's Lonnie? You should be up here, Lonnie. Come on. And David, we have to get David up here too. David Scorton is tremendous, and he was singing Lonnie's praises all morning long. So you two should at least be here. So we appreciate it very much. And David Rubenstein, who's here someplace. He is, come on, David. You have to get up here, David.
See, everybody's all smiles when we're telling the truth about history, because having the truth about history is reality. But because of that truth, now we have a lot of butthurt individuals because we are talking seriously about reparations. And this is where dirtbag scumbags like Bob and the others, they feel some kind of way because they know they can't compete without the system of supremacy that affords them white privilege. So if black people are made to be equal, we don't give a crap about, because we don't look at them as being superior. But they would not be able to sustain their fake false thoughts of superiority, and then have to fall back into the reality of, just like Bob wakes up in the mirror and looks at himself every day and says, damn, I ain't shit. I mean, because ain't that true, Bob? I mean, because look at where you are. I'm more important than you right now. And you're here spazzing out in my comments because you ain't shit. I mean, your mama ain't shit. And everything that you've been taught ain't shit. But we still getting reparations, and you still ain't shit. You see how that works? We're not from Africa, jackass. 400 years, this country was built. We're the foundation of this country. There is no America without foundational black Americans. So you can take your little peasant ass back to Europe, or either you're part of this and you're the lineage of slave owners. Either it's one or two. What do you call a black astronaut? The one that flew in the 80s? And they call him better than you. Actually, that was a black woman, by the way, and she's way better than you. So, again, damn, you're sitting up here talking. Your grandfather did not own my grandfather because my grandfather was not a slave. Matter of fact, my grandfather was born in a Cherokee hospital on the Indian reservation. That's how we get this copper-colored skin, being natives. Dickbot. But, yeah, here we go again. Get Bob out of here. Oh, yeah. See, it's the same guy. They got nothing else to do. He's about to pop. And as soon as you see the same comments, threads, just go ahead and block him there, because he finna do the same exact thing. And at the end of the day, just read them and weep. Reparations is happening, whether you like it or not. Our history won't be tampered with, whether you like it or not, because at the end of the day, it's American history. And if you want to celebrate your greatness, then you also have to celebrate your evil. And your evil has to do with dealing with us. So if you were really accountable, as America should be, to its citizens, then reparations is a no-brainer, and reparations needs to get paid. Rick Sanchez can go. And so understand, these people will just keep coming around here and coming around here. And again, let's see. And then let's hide that. All right. Okay. Right, Bob. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure, Rick. Sure, Rick. So, yeah. They're all upset. They don't know what to do with themselves. Let's finish looking at this commemoration.
You certainly deserve
where Trump
He's
was
a
first
very, very
commemorating
successful
this.
guy who spends money doing great things, and he's been a great help to so many different groups, and this one in particular. Thank you. It's a privilege to be here today. This museum is a beautiful tribute to so many American heroes. Heroes like Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Rosa Parks, the Greensboro students, and the African American Medal of Honor recipients, among so many other really incredible heroes. It's amazing to see. We did a pretty comprehensive tour, but not comprehensive enough. So Lonnie, I'll be back. I told you that, because I could stay here for a lot longer, believe me. It's really incredible.
So I just want to start by playing that, because where everybody is going, understand what we're seeing. And thank you, Kwame, for showing up right on time, for proving my point about the Democrats' involvement with the Republicans, because here's a Pan-African showing up right on time as white supremacists are spamming my chat. Here he is again. And so what is he saying? He's talking against reparations just like boys. See what I'm telling you? Pan-Africrats, which are Democrat pawns, are that's white supremacist Democrat pawns. And then you have the conservative coons, which I've also warned you about would be coming, because their money's also looking to dry up. So they got to get active. So what are they doing? They're all getting active to do what? To come against a black agenda. How do you now know? Because what Amanda Seals did, and by taking my talking point to the forefront and letting everybody know, our agenda is not a partisan party agenda. Black partisan is where our conversation begins and ends. So when we talk about what we're owed and what we're due, we have our on raw that. Well, you ain't even got that right. These people, I support reparations, unlike Trump. Kwame, you don't. You're over here. You have no smoke for white supremacists, and you still think that black citizens were immigrants. So you're an idiot. So no. I don't know what you support, and it can't really be much worth the thing, because you don't know our history like that either. But I get it. And, as a typical tether, you do a lot of shit for attention. Yeah, Ron, Kwame's a tether. Tether meaning immigrant. Yes, that. So you're a dirtbag white supremacist, and Kwame's a dirtbag tether. See, so thank you both for showing up today. I appreciate that. But we are going to continue on. Let's see here. Where do we need to go? Oh, okay. Let's go here. I'm sure you guys know who this guy is. This is one of your favorites.
My personal view is slavery was a reprehensible institution. I agree with your words that it was our original sin. We also fought a war to eradicate it and to get over it as a country.
No. You never fought a war to get over slavery, because slavery has to do very much with white supremacy and anti-blackness. And there has been no war fought on that front. That's a lie there, Scott.
Country. And that was a necessary thing that happened, and a lot of people died, and we did eradicate it.
No,
and
you did. And another thing that you have to also eradicate with that is white supremacy and anti-black racism, because those two components are also part of chattel slavery.
Good thing. I think what he's asking is, in our museums, what defines us? Are we going to be defined by the worst?
You're defined by what is true. And the truth, if it's the worst, then it's true. If it's the best, then it's true. What you are defined by is the fact of your past, present, and future. So why are we even talking about what this is? It's history. It's American history. You want to be the greatest? Well, then ain't all of this part of the story? How did you become great? Off the backs of black folks with free labor that you never, ever paid for. And then you have douchebags around here that benefit from that ill-gotten gain before the eyes of God and say, we don't know these people nothing. Well, then what God do these white supremacists serve? It obviously isn't the God of the Bible. It must be that God of the earth. Because Job 9:24, I believe, says, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he? And right now, I'm looking at Scott Jennings and some racist assholes in my chat.
Moment, or the worst institution, or the worst mistake we ever made? Or are we going to be defined by what we've done moving forward to get over it and to become the greatest nation on the earth? My belief is that he wants to look at these museums, not because he wants to do away with the idea that slavery occurred, but that he wants to ask a very simple question. Are we going to present ourselves as being exceptional or not?
You don't present yourself by being exceptional by what you never did. So did you correct the wrong? Because the wrong just isn't in slavery. The God, you better want to go read your Bible, stupid. There is no curse of black. Where you get that from the Mormon Bible, dum-dum? What, Kwame is... Shut up, Kwame. I don't even know why you used to talk. Shut up and enjoy the show. Enjoy the broadcast. Damn, you stupid. Anyway, it's like people that get out there talking half-cocked one way or the other. It's all the same. Whether you're on the Scott Jennings side or you're on the idiot Kwame side, the more Kwame goes on, he sounds like an absolute moron. But nonetheless, let's hear more. Let's hear more of Scott Swain.
And I think he believes there is an effort by some to continue to try to define us from our worst moment instead of try to focus and define us based on our best moments, which
defining you by your worst moments by meaning what? Slavery and this reparations debt that's still owed that you haven't paid. Well, then you haven't hit your best moment because you haven't repaired the harm that you did. And now you over here talking about let's be white and take our whiteness to black history and say, how do we want our black history defined as white people want? How does that make sense, Scott? How on earth does that make sense? You know, see, Kwame can't even respond to any of the stuff I'm talking to about white folks. That's why Kwame has to keep deterring the conversation to talking against black people, because Kwame is just as bad as they are. Y'all see it? I love American history. Yeah, like slave revolts, when they like massacred the whole like slave owners and stuff, wiped them out. That was a great part of history.
Started when we eradicated slavery and began to move forward as the light of the world. And so that's what I think.
Museums, that's what makes us an exceptional nation, is because they tell the history and the story of our country. And therefore, you know, these horrible, horrific moments in our history, the original sin, as Abby talked about, when it comes to slavery, has, you know, we of course did eradicate it, but look where we've come today. And I think those museums, like to your point.
Oh, yeah, man. Slave revolts and everybody who tried to get in the way and prevent and kept slavery going, and then all the plantations that got burnt down, man, that's a great part of American history. I mean, the way they went through and slaughtered all them people on them plantations, that was absolutely fantastic positions of liberation in American history. Yes, indeed. All of that blood running down the streets and the fires and the plantations just going up in smoke and all of that money of those rich Southern slave owners being decimated in a day. Absolutely fantastic history. Yes, sir. And there's black soldiers that got a chance to participate and go through and watch these plantations burn. It is the best part of history because, see, it is the correct part of history because white supremacy had to take an L. And there is American history. Let's hear some more.
Make America exceptional, and in museums all around the world that document atrocities, whether it be, from Nazi Germany to eradicating slavery here in the United States, you have to learn the lessons of the past, and to deny it is to defend it.
I don't think he's denying it, and but you may want to.
Yeah, they're denying it. You see this asshole in my chat? And also, look how Kwame can't even address any of the white stuff going on. He cannot touch it because Pan-Africans are instructed not to talk against white supremacy. Just, y'all watch him in the chat. Y'all keep an eye on Kwame because he can't do shit else. But I'm proving my point. I've been told y'all about these Pan-Africanists. They are on team white supremacy because they are the ones that never will address them. White people defeated other white people to free the defeated black Americans. Black American soldiers. You see why Ted Bundy was mad? That's terrible. That's terrible. You know why he said that? Because there were black soldiers that was going there cutting their head smooth off of them Southern crackers. You know what I'm saying? That's American history, ain't it, Ted Bundy? When them black soldiers went there, pulled them swords, some of them Southern crackers' heads went a-rolling. Great part of American history, huh? Anyway, let's keep going, huh? Ain't that right?
I'm in on this as well, but I think what he wants to ask is a simple question. As we present our history, are we spending most of our time focused on something terrible? Are we going to spend more time as we enter our 250th anniversary focused on what this country has done to improve the lives of every single person?
You ain't paid reparations, so you can't say you did shit because you didn't step out there and do the right thing and you still haven't done it yet. And then your offspring to this day, like assholes like this guy and the people in my chat. See, these losers are still around here. So until something comes about to make sure that black and our futures are protected from weird demons like this and who have to hide on, behind their profiles. This guy got a kitten as a profile. I mean, that's the devil, because snakes come and slither in. So, look at me. I'm a con man. See, I'm a cat. I'm really a snake. But, that's how Ted Bundy caught his victims. So, that's a fitting name. See, again, they can't hide their evil even if they're trying. You want to be, I'm going to be slick. And even still, showed your soul. These people's soul is not there. These are the soulless individuals walking the face of the planet. I'm not angry at all. I'm having fun because it brings joy to my heart thinking about plantations getting burnt down to the ground and slave owners that been maiming slaves being put to death. That is righteous. Just like in the Bible, because just like David, he hated the Lord's enemies. Well, Deuteronomy is saying if you guys was found with these people in your possession, you kind of in the same position. So it's only righteous to hate you, because if God hates you, I'm supposed to hate you too. I'm a junior, so I don't know what you're talking about, partner. Yeah, nice try. I'm a junior. And mine would be, he's not a third, but he's basically the third. So yeah, no, that's three, actually 4 generations of black men who raised black men. I don't know what you're talking about, partner. 4, partner. So yeah, see those weak talking points. Oh man, black men don't raise, bitches. Shut up. The biggest degenerate father ever on earth are those plantation owners. Half of them, that's why you got all these mixed folks running around here, all these people with this white European blood over here. The white slave owner is the biggest degenerate bastard on the planet Earth, and so are his offspring. Why? Because they run around here like Scott Jennings, acting as if they owe the world nothing. And better yet, that the world owes them something. Well, it does. It owes them the biggest reality check of since time immemorial. Because at the end of the day, white supremacy is the world's cancer. And until the world is really, really true to admit that, they have submitted and drank from the whore's cup. And now everybody is seeing the whore for who she is, your mother.
Person who lives here. We are the light of the world for a reason, because we're an improving commodity.
Yeah, you can't rewrite history because history is the facts. History is the truth. And what you want to do is get out of that truth and get out of that history. Well, there's not going to be much room for you to do. And so people, yeah. So let's see, delineate from black people, but pray to a Jewish man and should God. Is Kwame serious? Is he serious? Wow, you dumber than I thought. Wow. Okay, okay. I even let you up on stage. God damn, I thought you had a little more sense than that. Really? Why don't you reevaluate that statement, Kwame? The war was not fought to free slaves. The slaves were freed to win the war. Facts. Absolutely. And now Ted is gone. You're not going to waste no more time here. So let's continue on, shall we? Let's see. Do we go here yet? Okay.
A great honor to be here. This was some.
So let's go. Oh, hey, Ted, here's something you might want to say. But so, yeah, here's one you might take this one for the road, buddy.
The whole world belongs to black people.
Don't you believe that the black and white can live side by side in harmony?
If I said yes, that don't make it right because they can't. I was in Milwaukee just meddling the other day. Didn't nobody see me. And I saw white people, white babies, white girls, and they just was jeering and they hate and they just evil as they can be, coming to kill and shoot and throw bricks at Negroes.
You're talking,
and this is as a whole.
What you're talking in particulars when you must talk in general.
Why is it you don't, your whole conversation now is to keep Negroes with you. Why you don't want us to leave you?
Well, because in my estimation, Negro people are every bit as good as white people.
As good as white people.
Right. They're all the same. They're all God's people.
We're not saying we're not all God's people, because if whites was God's people, they wouldn't treat us like they do.
Hey, Cassius, you're talking.
I'm not Cassius. You still calling me. I can't get along with you.
Mohammed, you're talking in
I'm not the white man.
You have to talk in general.
So you want to keep calling me a white man's name. I'm not white. I don't want to be called after your name no more. I'm not no slave. I'm Muhammad Ali.
Real talk, brother. Real talk. And see, the history of these devils is very evident. Very, very evident. And they don't want that. See, this is the other thing. You pardon people who are carrying Confederate flags to the Capitol. But your concern is how our history is taught, how our history is viewed. Let's see something. Let's see some. Here's so because we're talking about this. Oh, we're writing history and blah blah blah. You're not rewriting history at all. Okay, here we go. Hey, y'all see that? This is the census from 1960. You know the question that they always ask, well, man, who give reparations? If they won't give out reparations, who gonna get it? I mean, ain't no possible way we can find out who got reparations, who is slaves, and who knows? Well, here's one thing that you go, only 1% know. Oh man, it wasn't a lot. Yeah, okay. This is what represents a foundation of a nation. And by the way, slave ships were outlawed 1808. You don't get this number by way of people keep talking about the African. 1808 was the end of that. These people are absolutely American. The whole African identity thing is a joke. At 1860, this is how many Negroes you had here. The last slave ships were able to come here in 1808. Meaning all of your healthy slaves here probably didn't come on those ships. They were born on this land. And some of them for generations at that time. How far away from Africa can they possibly be? A long way. Then we get to the copper skin or the copper color and the copper tone, such as myself. This red skin, which these $5 Indians out here like to say they are, which they clearly are not. That's a joke. But I mean, you know, just showing you that. Like, oh man, we can't tell. Yeah, you can. And they know. And again, fact of the matter is, I'm the guy that blew the whistle on where those slave ledgers were. So I've seen them with my own eyes. And then you've seen the Democrats come out there after the fact. Wells Fargo, show us the ledgers. Saying these things back in the 90s. So when people talk about what is not eligible or you can't find, that's BS. I've seen these things. Man, that's how I know some of these families ain't even spending money from the century. So there's buku money that is a debt. And these families ain't going to lose money paying. But what they are investing, again, never forget that Jam woman. See, remember Jam and her funding partners? The reason why they want to have so much hands in with how reparations is approached is because these companies also owe reparations. They're not philanthropists. They're slave owners. Y'all following me yet? I hope y'all following me. Because I've been putting this down for a minute. That I keep telling y'all that Jam woman, anytime you see that woman attached to anything, it's trouble, and it's all about disrupting our reparations, talking about funding partners. These people were slave owners. So nah, man. Nah. We'll divide and conquer. Man, please. Your Pan-African is funded by those people. So how can we trust anything Pan-Africans are pushing? How? You're not part of the program. Massa EPS, just part of the equipment. Boy, we got a chat filled of angry supremacists here, huh? Hey, Mary in the chat. I see you. I see you. Oh, Tim Asuna. Well, no, being an Edomite and actually having copper tone is two totally different things. But I get what you mean by like stand to me, I'm red. Yeah, rosacea and having like copper tone skin is not the same. But I get it. Good luck with that plaque psoriasis stuff. Let's see. That's just oh yeah. Oh, you know what though? Oh man, yeah. Something else. Let me go take this blast to the past real quick. Then we're gonna go to this article and then get up out of here. Oh man, there's some stuff out here, man. This right here, I saw. I'm like, oh, and you know another reason why these supremacists are hurt is because like Cracker Barrels had to change up. They said they're gonna keep all the racist shit going on inside. So I mean, you guys still like want to go? I don't fool. I don't support Cracker Barrel. If you guys do, that's on you. I ain't gonna like, oh man, what's wrong with y'all? But they don't get none of my money. But I noticed that they changing. I just wonder, like, why would black folks even be fooling with it? But it's neither here nor there. They couldn't get the black business out here because we was already hip to Cracker Barrel. They long gone out here. And this is in the Northwest. But trust me, when black folks don't fuck with something, everybody else be like, well, see ya. Learn from that.
As I was going back to see, he pointed out for me that I could go back when I want to. Go back to where? Huh? Go anywhere.
Sir, could you stand up? We can't hear you. Could you stand up over there by the microphone?
You mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? We are not Africans no more. You have raped our great-grandmothers and stuff and changed us. Let me finish. And gave us a name as a Negro. I am not a Negro. A Negro is a person with a slave at the man. I just want to tell you that. And don't say nothing else to me.
Sir?
My name is Reginald Dobbs. I live at 3319 Maple, one of the ghettos areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell. Do you think that we will be satisfied with the jobs they are giving us?
Yes, son, I think so. Simply because we are asking that you be trained on the job, and they start you off with a certain salary starting rates, and you will be promoted up to the maximum of the job.
No, I don't believe that. The white man is gonna keep you where he got you. You're not going no higher than he wants you to go, and we ain't gonna settle for nothing but all the way. About this violence and non-violence, I'm for violence. Because we have pleaded for the last 400 years.
Mr. Meek said you did not speak for him. How would you talk to a young boy like that?
Well, I would say I would definitely have to use the Bible, Mr. Dillon. Well, this is my own way.
I ain't no Uncle Tom.
And see, our understanding of the Bible from then to now is so tremendously different, and that is the one thing that they don't like. And you know, that's why you're gonna keep seeing a lot of these people. Like as you see, he got the new hands who came back in the chat doing the same thing. And again, that's the nature of the devil. Distract enemies, lie, make up, just try to say whatever you can to say, you know, I need somebody to think different. Maybe I keep throwing this out there. They just do something different. No. You, instead of being here right now, you should be partying with bitches. Party like it's 1999. Or go link up with your fellas and do what you guys do. But over here, all you're going to do is get disappointed. And as much as you say, like, you are talking to the absolute wrong person if you want me to care about what you say. I'm from Portland, Oregon. Yeah, no. So, I mean, but again, I'm glad that you could come here and show everybody how desperate you are, because this shows an inner weakness, or shall we say the truth of you, that all you are cowards. And you're the scaredest little bitches that ever walked the face of the earth. If you don't have a system of privilege, then you can't function. And at the first hint that privilege is going to be taken away, you come around places like this and talk like scared rats. That's fear we smell on you, ain't it, boy? Because you see, we sure as shit don't fear you. Just like this young brother didn't give a damn back then, we don't give a damn about you now.
On our salvation,
You can't brainwash me.
Jesus said, first you seek the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added.
Heaven is on earth, mind you, brother.
Where you gonna go when we start our revolution? Whose side are you gonna be on? Are you still gonna be on your knees begging for us jobs?
I will, as Mr. Meek said, he wouldn't just die standing on his feet rather than to die on his knees. I will die standing up for God, regardless.
But damn your people. Y'all remember what we was talking about with Boule Boyce earlier? And what Boule Boyce is talking is just like this preacher here. He gonna come around you to dispel the energy. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, chat, for reporting. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially Sister Oyela. You have been on it today. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But you know, like I was saying, this is reminiscent of what Boyce was talking about. This is the same energy, and it's, man. You know, let me finish this out because I'm gonna play something else.
Okay. Have God ever told you to let this white man rule you like he is?
Well, young man, you first must be born again. God is a spirit.
I ain't born again. I ain't got to be born again. See, I was born in a new generation. Your mother could have brainwashed you, but can't nobody brainwash me. I'm ready. It's gonna take young boys like us to win the revolution.
The white people realize today that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro.
You hear this, fool? See, the white people is understand. See, they sorry for enslaving the white. Then why ain't they paying reparations? Why are we here in 2025? This is clearly this is shot in black and white. And you over here trying to push the white Jesus down these folks' throat. Not that black Messiah, but that white Jesus. That person over here that And some of us, so I seen somebody, we got a Hebrew Israelite. Yes, indeed, you do. I've never sat up there and shied away from that. That's always been the way I've identified. If you're new to me, then good for you. But absolutely. And at the end of the day, I can still give it practically, give you the truth on a practical level. Because the truth is still applicable no matter what you're talking about. It's anybody else that sits up there and you start altering the simple truth. And here's the truth. We're not no religion. We're a nation. And when you stand up as a nation, see right now, we call ourselves foundational Black Americans. That still sends them in enough of alert because, again, we are still the same group that's identifying whichever way you want to call it. We still recognize we are the same family. That's the one thing you ain't never been able to take away from us. We may not know our names. We may not even know our actual siblings. May not even know your real daddy or mama. The one thing about our community has always stood the test of time. So we are all we really got. And we try to be open for everybody else because one of the reasons is our families have been so utterly destroyed by this chattel slavery that is the main component of taking the father out of the home. Again, if we're going to talk about accountability, let's go to American accountability. And right there, what damage did you do to the families of these people? And yet, still we are here. Now, fast forward to where all of your stadiums and freeways and hospitals are today. Those were prosperous Black areas and Black neighborhoods that they made sure to target for destruction. We don't have time to worry about no t'other's business, no other country's affairs. We have enough of a history right here in this land fighting this damn devil. Man, y'all ain't African. I don't know what the hell it means to even be African at this point because we've been here for 400 years and our enemy is in our face every single day. So we have no time to concern ourselves with dusty ankled scamming tethers. You're just an annoyance. Pan-Africanism. You're just a bunch of cowardly bitches trying to sit up here and get hoes. Yeah, sister, I'm a real strong brother, and I need my 4 wives that I can't afford because I need all of you to pay my bills. Suck ass niggas. Con artists. And then they're upset at man, FBA is a hate group, FBA xenophobic. And then you got the people coming out, FBA and ADOS. It's nobody else got intentions of talking about white supremacy but us. But somehow we doing the agenda of white supremacy. I'm here talking against white supremacy, and I don't see no Pan-Africanists opening their mouth here or in my chat, Kwame, talking against them white folks. So I can't stand you hoes.
The great man, let me finish. I'm waiting. Why, if you so militant and so intelligent, why don't you keep your mouth shut?
I'll tell you why, Mitchell, because I'm sick and tired of you standing up there on a television camera, a black man with a white heart and a white face. You're a black man.
If you so militant, then why don't you get up there and say, see, and do we still not hear that same talk from these chumps? Is that not the Pan-African line right now? Man, if you was doing this, why ain't y'all doing that? Man, look at this. Oh, Trump doing that. And you ain't seen FBA saying nothing. Ain't that the exact same talking point that bootleg was making? All they did with the Pan-Africanists is they put kufis and kente cloths on boule people and pushed them out there like that was something. Just look at Pan-Africanists as being the 10th. They the divine 10. It's the divine 9 and the Pan-Africanists. They make 10, round it off. round it off. Boule Boyce Watkins over here trying to get it in. And if you don't believe me, family, just like that person that was just in my chat, where is this? I need to get this up here. Yeah, let's get this up. What's this article here? Second. Okay. Let's do this. So just like clockwork, family, we got this FBA, and then notice they put FBA first. That is, yeah, make no mistake about that. You know what? Also, hold on. I need to do something real quick because we need to get this right. Let me show you who's going to use. Oh, I can't put it there. Okay, of course. So, because I need to show y'all who actually wrote this article. So this guy here, he's the one who is responsible for this article that I'm going to read. So right off the rip, this is what he says in this tweet from November 7th, 24. We ain't getting reparations, y'all. We need to stop chasing that pipe dream. And the billions going to Ukraine are the valuation of the used weaponry we're sending, not Brinks trucks full of gold. And legalizing weed would help black men. And as you see, there's his divine nine sign along with another, AKA, so he's the male side of that, whatever they call themselves. So as you see, there's more boule nonsense. And he wrote this piece, the hit piece on us. FBA, ADOS, and misinformation within the black community. As we head toward the 2026 midterm elections, it is important to be discerning about whose information and advice we consume. You could be listening to the wrong people. All right. Elections have consequences. It's almost a cliche at this point. Something said either before an election to rally the troops to the polls or after losing an election. It's an introspection point, where in comparing and contrasting political policies, the stark reality between the actions of the victor and the promises of the defeated candidate is made clear, not just to the losers, but oftentimes to the winners too. That's what we're seeing in Washington, D.C., particularly in the Southeast section. Black folks are being harassed for everything from smoking weed on their stoops, which in DC is legal unless you're in a Section 8, and unless you're in Section 8 housing, which means you're under federal authority where you can lose your home to simply recording the mass presence of national, or lose your home to simply recording the mass presence of National Guard, FBI, DEA, and DC police marching through the streets. Black neighborhoods are under siege, and I'll bet even former New York mayor, city mayor Rudy Giuliani is the most popular champion of stop and frisk and broken window police policing in the country must be impressed. So right now he's going through setting up how we're in league with conservative right wingers. That's meant to give you that kind of tie-in. Love opinion. Get more? Join the news. Oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, that's an advertisement. This side of the blah 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 terms of service. We care about blah blah. Okay, so let's go back. That's an ad. In America, our politics lie among a philosophical spectrum. At the poles are communism on the left, which I can't find that many adherent to it in 2025, and fascism on the right, where we can discover enthusiasts throughout the current Trump administration. But you don't find any communists in the left. Really? I could say you could find a few that would probably fit the bill of communists or socialists. That's cool. But, okay. So right now, I already see a little bit of softballing for Democrats, but all right, let's keep going. But in general, the political center is where most Americans like to find their or their politicians. Center right or center left is about how much money to spend or not to spend on the priorities of the party in power. However, the 2024 presidential election wasn't about the center. It was about an existential threat to Black people. Oh. No, it was not. It's about illegals and trans and abortion. Stop rewriting history, brother. There was nothing about Black Americans within the Democrats' playbook at all. So talking about an existential crisis for Black folks, partner, we wasn't even mentioned. What we got was Meg Thee Stallion twerking and a bunch of celebrities. Nothing else, man. I almost forgot. An attack on our culture by trying to rewrite hip-hop origin. Oh, my Lord. Oh, man. A clear choice between normal political candidate in Kamala. How do you have a normal political candidate who was placed in there after the president who was running for another term was removed by his own party and then replaced by his vice president that no one voted for? That's not a normal political candidate at all, sir. So you're misrepresenting, and you start by lying, and you're trying to tie us into the white supremacist agenda, and now you're lying again and calling Kamala Harris a normal political candidate. There's no other person that's ran for president in her position. So there's zero normal. And that's not even considering the fact of her being a woman. So then you add her being a woman, and there's zero normal. You were talking about her being the first. So how on earth do you have a normal political candidate and then say, oh, well, she'd be the first? Well, then that's not the norm by definition. Good Lord, brother. And I say that loosely, because I don't know where this guy's people are from, but he's really coming off as a tether to me. This almost sounds like this was written by Kwame. Yeah, okay. A clear choice between a normal political candidate in Kamala Harris for the Democratic Party. You got to make sure you spell that out. and a criminal felon who'd be found liable for sexual assault in Donald Trump for the GOP. So notice they say Democratic Party, they spell that out, and then they abbreviate GOP. This is obviously a targeted hit piece. For rational people, even if you didn't like Harris's policies, or if you didn't know a single thing about her policies, the choice for president should have been easy as easy as thinking, which one of these candidates would I trust around my family? Why would I be asking that question when they're for a politician? Neither, because I wouldn't be doing it. I'm not needing them to be around my family. I'm needing them to make policies for me and my family. Not, what the hell is this guy talking about? No, nobody's black people. That's not how politics is handled. This is not the business of politics that this guy is talking. This guy is talking in the emotion of the black dying, the old baby boomer generation. What he's talking about has nothing to do with today. Those people are gone. I guess he wants the yesteryear to come back, and all of a sudden these young black folks with all of this information at their fingertips is finna revert back into idiots listening to Rachel Maddow. I think those MSNBC is changing their name, man. I think that ship is sailed, but I guess, yeah, okay, too late. Y'all were late on the memo. They hooked the white folks up first. So you see how they started talking independent like 2 months ago, and now all of a sudden these black folks is like, yeah, maybe we need to, some of the things the Democrats have done, I ain't really okay with. You're a little late, man. And just again, so we can demonstrate to you, we have watched you get played by the party you're caping for. Anyway, let's continue. And that's for rational. So that's the tether slight for rational people. That kind of gives me African. For rational people, it didn't like her policies, or if you didn't know a thing about her policies, the choice for president should have been easy. Okay, man. The black woman with the cackling laugh, I'm sorry, she's not black. She's Indian, and we all know she ain't black. So the Indian woman with the cackling laugh, or the white guy with more criminal indictments than we have fingers and toes, and whose best friend is whose best friend is he talking about Jeffrey Epstein? So you're saying Jeffrey Epstein is his best friend, while the same person you talking about has a painting of Bill Clinton in a dress in his house? And again, just pause for the cause. This is who wrote this. This moist Sambo tether right here. This guy here. Who looks like, and that woman right there, see, this is Tether Central right here. That woman African. That's a Nigerian woman. I'm looking at her face. That woman Nigerian is all get out. Man. Y'all Divine Nine has been infiltrated with tethers. Man, y'all can miss me with all that shit y'all selling. Sure. You're completely done, man. Nah, I'm good. I'm good with anything y'all talking about. Ooh-wee. Yeah, tough choice. For the majority of black people, even with slippage among some black male voters, enticed by the notion of embracing misogyny and approximation to power, misogyny, we're embracing misogyny because we're not supporting Kamala Harris. This is now he hasn't even got to calling us out yet, but he's good. because he's doing all of this setup to get to where this is nothing more than a play on black men or the white supremacists to the black community. And let's tie in a little bit of misogyny here. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, okay, dude. I got you. All right, let's go. Approximation to pastor. Yeah, guys, it's doing the work for the white supremacists. Doesn't that also sound like the Pan-Africrats? Wasn't Kwame just in here talking that? And that same Boule woman that I responded to in the comments? They talking the exact same thing. And here this guy is from the root, just like Kwame and the Pan-Africrats. All of them got the exact same talking points. How about that? Let's see. Bracing misogyny and approximation of power. And who were transactional in their philosophy. We saw the threat and voted accordingly. So what they mean is no tangibles, no vote. But there was a group of loud and wrong black folks who populated social media telling black people not to vote or to vote for everything except the top of the ballot. Because in their eyes, if Republican and Democrat parties were snakes, then it didn't matter who was in office. Well, no, it did matter because, again, deportations is happening. The halt of all of this child mutilation is happening. All of our tax money's going to just endlessly fund Ukraine has slowed down tremendously. Oh, no, there's been quite a bit. And Netanyahu is not as bold as he has been. So, no, there's been quite a bit to change. Let's keep it a buck. And a lot of these anti-black tethers that thought they was going to be so comfortable underneath the Democratic regime, they done took all their flags out, their profiles and whatnot. Oh, no. Oh, no. This has most definitely served a positive purpose. Yeah, speak for yourself, bro. This has served a positive purpose for us. Okay? So again, I'm assuming this guy must be a tether by the way he's talking because, you know, there's just seems to be some connections he's missing. Talking about loud and wrong. You wrong for yourself, buddy. We don't owe you or your party nothing, man. Our issues are our issues. We are not a property of the Democrats. Y'all need to get off that. Everything because in the eyes of the FBA, Foundational Black Americans, and ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery, folks. If you were reading this, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this crowd. Yes, I know they're technically two different groups under two different leaders, but I don't particularly care about their particulars or their leaders. Their ideology of xenophobia, fetishization of ancestry and lineage, and the distraction that they use to divide black people based upon whether or not one's ancestry is tied to slavery is a white supremacist dream. I would like to know how. You know, again, to say that was a white supremacist dream, you know, we had white supremacists in this chat tonight. They didn't say anything like that, did they? Whenever you hear white supremacists get happy about something and going up, they don't say anything about that. So I always want to know from a person that no one will ever be able to answer this question for me, but how is that a white supremacist dream? I mean, I know these people very well. I would like to know from a person that lives like in Baltimore, what the hell are you talking about? Don't you live in Atlanta or somewhere like that? You in a chocolate metro place talking about what we're doing for white folks. It's always somebody that is not from the West Coast saying this sucker shit, and it amazes me because you never hear anybody from the West Coast saying it. Why? Because you know what this is out here. And so it's not any kind of mystery to even play with. And we was just in Seattle. If y'all watch my other channel, Zilla Perspectives, there's vlogs coming out there. But me and my wife were up in Seattle. Let me tell you something. It's a for real caste system, and Kamala Harris ain't black. And with the Indians, there is so many Indians in the Pacific Northwest that we get a chance to witness how their caste system plays out, even among them. And another thing for certain that we can tell you is they don't race mix. They don't even race mix with white people. So they most definitely not getting with no nigga. So you could just, all of that, Kamala Harris came here and Donald Harris, he's a Hindu from Jamaica. They don't race mix. And if you go up here, come around to Portland here or up to Seattle and all of this, you'll see 1,000 Kamalas. And ain't never one of them saying they black. Not one of them. Even some of them be having curly hair. But let me tell you about the caste system among the Indians. Some about them, no, you might see the darker ones that got a little more kinkier hair. Those, because what people don't know about Indian culture is a large part of Indian culture is Muslim. So you might see these darker skinned Indians and think they Africans or something, but you'd be like, they don't have the facial features of Somalians. No. Those are the darker caste Indians, and they are Muslims, so you'll see them with the mosques. But for them and the lighter skinned Indians that are Hindus, those are the upper echelons, they don't even associate with those people. They don't even associate with them. So, I mean, to keep trying to come up that, I really, that's one thing about the Kamala Harris thing that pissed me off, is because us living out here, we know better. And you got people from everywhere else that may not be exposed to seeing all of these immigrants and understanding the difference. And man, that is so hateful. It is so damn hateful. Not too bright, Kwame. And he's definitely not. Yeah, Sybil, he is not. Oh man, and the Indians preserve all right. Oh yeah, and because see from the Northwest, especially up in Canada, Washington honors their caste system. The state of Washington honors their caste system. It's that serious. So for them, you're not going to elevate these dark skins, and you're going to allow us to make sure of that. That's the deal they got with these people. Come over here telling us, man, y'all just don't know she a black woman, man. Come on, man. You old punk ass Pierre. Man, y'all better learn how to support a black woman. She ain't no black woman. She's a Hindu Indian, and anybody that really have spent time around them, you will know they don't do no race mixing. The only race mixing you've seen is the husband that she needed to get for her political career. She got with Doug. Notice how they got together, ain't got no damn kids. And then the daughter, she got the now that's that generation you might see mixing a little more. But that older generation, hell no. Hell no. But let's go ahead and continue on with a little more of this. Because there he's lying. It's almost as if the long-serving FBI chief, J. Edgar Hoover, rose from the dead, sent a COINTELPRO 2.0 battle plan to a group of gullible black folks, and then unleashed a torrent of flag-bearing hashtags and meme-loving xenophobic black social media accounts on the black community and then watch the magic happen. Didn't I tell you in my grassroots COINTELPRO tactics that it would be a matter of time before you got them talking like this? Well, thank you for letting us know. Not that we didn't know you were coming, but this is why you have New Black Media, ladies and gentlemen, because we don't just report what's going on presently, but we also foresee and tell you what's coming down the pipe, what to expect from these people. And you can see it by ways of their actions. That doesn't make us prophetic. That makes our enemy pathetic. And what it does show you is that we are in tune to this battle of empowerment. And a lot of these people can act like they don't see us, and they don't, because they don't care. But these other people now have to acknowledge us. And instead of acknowledging or dealing with the power that we hold, they are fighting Black America for status quo, for white supremacy. So all you can do is throw things out here. But when you say FBA, even if you say ADOS, you are talking about Black America, not groups. You could put it in your mind it's a group if you want to, but it's literally Black America. So why would you target Black America for any reason? You can't without proving and showing yourself to be operating for someone else's interest that is not Black. Black interest does not begin on a donkey. So here's another. Why does this matter? It matters because information, particularly in the Black community, is golden. Of the groups in this country, we as Black folks have always needed to create our independent forms of information. Whether it be Black newspapers or Black Twitter, to tell our stories our way. And there's an inherent trust that all the actors in spreading information are working in our best interest. We are working in our best interest because we're not paid by the establishment. We don't take money from other groups that like to control what we do and say to each other. We don't take money from them folks like you do. There's no APAC paying New Black Media. That is not FBA and ADOS. See how that go? Before the election, these two groups did their best to spread as much misinformation about candidate Harris as possible. In a barely masked effort to embrace the talking points of the Trump administration, they challenged whether Harris was a Black woman, just as Trump did at the National Association of Black Journalists. Let me again reiterate, when Roland Martin himself came out about that and said that Donald Trump was listening to us. Maybe you missed that in your boule get-togethers and at the brunch and lunch. But you guys probably should have conferred before you wrote this hit piece against us. Out of all the people that I would have assumed you would have talked to about this, though, would have been Roland Martin. Stupid fools. I remember Roland Martin unblocked me once just so he could call me stupid. Like, bro, you literally unblocked me to call me stupid. And here's another thing, and I've told y'all, for some of y'all, though, like Roland Martin did try to facilitate a meet. Because again, for those who don't know, I'm the architect of New Black Media. So, he did try to facilitate a meeting some while back, which I just even the way it was presented to me, I'm like, man, because again, this dude basically wants to be the liaison between DC talking and for like, nigga, you out your mind. You didn't spend all of this time talking shit against us, and at the same time, I guess, well, he let it be known how some of the things that we get said about him did rub him wrong. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't think that meeting would be beneficial to us, to any of these voices over here. I don't see how that works, because at the end of the day, we represent the people. That dude represents the Democrats, and so how could we ever trust him to go represent us? And I look like a fool for taking that meeting in the first place. Pass. And then I noticed, other think tank people that pop up right around there. I'll see on Karen Hunter's broadcasts. So when I first saw that, I knew right out the rip, this is the Democrat think tank right here. What are they doing? And I've warned all of y'all for a minute. Like, they coming, and they coming. You going to start hearing things that some of y'all that in this chat that ain't got channels, some of the stuff that you've said in these threads, you're going to start hearing these people repeating. Because that's what they have to do. Because this is the pulse of the community. And right now, we standing on business so tough that you see Busta Rhymes major failing. And Fat Joe has sunk the BET Awards, and nobody wants to admit pissing us off ain't profitable. How the hell do you see yourself pissing off the world's largest consumer forever? How? Yeah, we know the power we got. And even so, with the Target boycott, that ain't even coming from the grassroots. That's so just letting you know the power of the black dollar, even in that particular sector. That's enough to affect something. So now if both sides did come together for a collective getting this reparations, that would be one thing. But these people have no desire to watch us get reparations because they love massa so much, just like Boule Boyce is talking about preparations versus reparations. Yeah, Boule Boyce, that's that Negro's new name. Don't forget that. Let's see. They denigrated her as a cop. She called herself top cop. See, this is the dishonest shit I'm talking about. She literally called herself the top cop of California. Not us. That's her. And say, well, they denigrated her as a cop. No, she called herself the top cop, ignoring the fact that the black community needs both criminal defense attorneys and criminal prosecutors making decisions about black people in the judicial system, which this woman locked up innocent people and locked up black women with sick children. And then you guys try to make excuses for that. After first lying about it and saying it was misinformation. Then because, that sister actually is on my page, I didn't even realize that we were connected by way of X. So the sister that got arrested with this daughter with sickle cell, I didn't even realize. I'm like, oh, shit, right here. Look how that worked out. You guys are liars, man. And this is why the Democrats are sucking. This is why they're having such a hard time with black folks. And Kamala Harris herself going out there talking about, I ain't gonna do nothing just for black folks. No. Then you try to rework it and be like, y'all didn't take it in context. Then we come back and we watch the video and take it for its whole length, and it's worse. It's not our fault. Stop blaming Black America for the party that put out bullshit. We are not the Democrat Party. Their job is getting a candidate that we can feel comfortable voting for. Not to say, well, all you did was in that earlier paragraph is reiterate the lesser of two evils. We are done with that. Democrats got to offer something. Matter of fact, instead of talking about FBA and ADOS, go talk to the Democrats and say, give them something. Can't stand to see Black folks coming over here screaming on Black folks. Go talk to them white Democrats that gave $2.5 billion to white businesses to so-called connect with Black voters. Miss me. They wouldn't. Kamala Harris didn't even like Black folks so much that her campaign wouldn't spend $1 trying to get to the grassroots. They just got a whole bunch of celebrities and then paid a bunch of white people money that nobody ever saw come to fruition. Why are we voting for that again? I don't give a shit about trans boys playing in girls' sports. I don't believe they should. I don't believe young children should be mutilated without their parents knowing. No, I ain't voting for that. And a bunch of these illegals to stay here that already coming from countries that have anti-Black cultures? No, those three things right there are a major problem. You hating Trump and your Trump derangement system ain't got nothing to do with that. And our finances and our economics are better right now. Though that y'all don't want to admit that truth and then say that, oh, well, because, the change, you just keep lying. So now we have numbers that have to keep getting altered because people keep jumping out the window with bad numbers. 300 Black women lost their jobs. Y'all should have called foul as soon as you heard that. 300,000 Black women. Come on, man. As long as it's the white approved media, some of these people believe anything they tell. Okay, wait. And the most egregious of all is they as tacit voter suppression tactic urged. Now it's not a voter suppression tactic, brother. Urged Black folks not to vote, all because they claim not to be able to see the difference between a small Democrat candidate and a white supremacist, white nationalist, fascist, criminal president. Between a small Democratic candidate. She was currently in the White House at the time of the election. I don't think that's small. She was the sitting vice president. That's not small. One heartbeat away from being president, that's far from small, man. Now, as the military sweeps through D.C. and there are GOP politicians openly talking about bringing the same situation to other Black cities and neighborhoods, these chaos agents suddenly have discovered that when a Black community is under martial law, that the state doesn't care about whether or not your people have lived in this country since the Mayflower or just arrived from Kingston. So let me stop there. And that's all I'm gonna go for there. The rest of y'all want to finish this punk ass niggas article, you can. It's in the description. But just remember, it's this sucker, man. This chump here is the one who pushed it. And here he is with a damn Kenyan AKA or a Nigerian AKA. So letting you know all of that like takeover shit, that's where this is coming from. That's where this energy is emanating from. And so, family, The boule is at it. The cowards are at it. I think now, though, we can thoroughly say we have exposed the Pan-Africrats for what's going on. Family, who was in our spaces so long ago. Hey, you know what? I found our agent space, and I realized, like, you know what? I didn't put that up. We let D Tubman put that out. But I'm gonna put that out because D Tubman didn't give me credit for hosting that space. But so I'm gonna put out what I got so we can revisit that because it's very interesting about that conversation. You know, dealing with agents and whatnot. And I just want to say this. For all the people who talked about Sir Major, that brother been locked up since October. Or, well, early this year. Wait, I think somewhere around there. When he locked up before Christmas, that brother been gone for a little minute. And for all of y'all who said, Sir Major is this, Sir Major is that, I can't say Sir Major was one thing or another. But one thing Sir Major definitely is not right now is all of you agents doing what you agent MFers are doing right now. Can't blame what we see now on Sir Major. See how convenient that was for so many people to hide? But once Sir Major went down, notice how nobody's calling anybody an agent anymore. Interesting, ain't it? You got people out here taking folk information. I've been knowing people steal from me, but I mean, that's not like having people give confidence, like, hey, give me that information. No. I mean, family, I have people who will tell people they don't fool with me and I'm this, I'm that. Do you know they got burner accounts to follow me? That's crazy, ain't it? How do you, especially the point, like, you know, this person there, they done this and that and that and that. For one thing's for certain, you know, I don't follow you on nothing. But to follow me when all of these random burners just came across another, it's like, this is weird. It's weird. So just wanted to say that. And again, I understand this is a smaller broadcast, it's a smaller channel. But for all the things that you know come out of my mouth are genuine and genuinely mine. So when you hear other people reiterating what I'm saying, and you know that they're not watching me or affiliated or associated with me, then you might need to start taking note at them and be like, where are you getting your information from? Because like I said, there's think tanks out there that are listening to and watching and getting all of the things we're talking about. So I hope y'all understand this part, okay? Because the thing about it is, he started that article talking about the midterms. And they know how the last midterms went. Because it was us that told him, we're going to make you spend your 2024 budget in 2022. And they had to do all of that. You had to take, it took y'all like $13 million plus to get Herschel Walker out of the paint for Raphael Warnock. That old civil rights crap is dead. It's time to get some reparations popping. And if you ain't talking tangibles, we're not going back and we cutting off any boule BS like this madness here. But, well, you know, if this is more, if that's what's more important to you, okay. But you and your party's going to lose, and your party will just be pissed off at you. Here is the message, boule bootlets. Don't come talking to us about nothing. You go tell them folks, get our money. In the words of Dr. Shaw, give my motherfucking money. With that, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? Wee. Well, we've done it again, ladies and gentlemen. We had to walk it down, walk it through. We're here in the library of blackness, and we're in the study here. We're in the study here at the Independent Black Voice, and they are now having to do their hit pieces to combat what we're talking about. Also, something else that I want to show you real quick, and I'm not getting into this particular conversation tonight, but I'm going to put this link into the description so you guys have it, and I want you to go check this out at your leisure. But this is slavery in the USA. I got this on kind of reader mode. So that's why it looks like this. It'll load like a regular page when you guys go to the link. But I got this up here. We just didn't get to it. But I want you to. This is the homework for y'all. It shows you about, like I said, it's coming from college. This is a college study. Slavery is fundamentally an economic phenomenon. Throughout history, slavery has existed where it has been economically worthwhile to those in power. The principal example in modern times is the U.S. South. Nearly 4 million slaves with a market value estimated between 3.1 and 3.6 billion lived in the U.S. just before the Civil War. I need y'all to sit up here and get this one in your system, and maybe we will come back and just revisit and just do a shorter video revisiting this article. But something I thought that the family would want to definitely see, especially in this conversation where people keep doing all of this yipper yapper about how many people had slaves and we didn't have this. And see, so what I want y'all to see, because this is just one part, we're going to be talking about the reasons for reparations. And so this is the beginning, American accountability and the reasons for reparations. We're going to be on this point for a minute. We're going to be right here for a minute. So I hope y'all enjoy, and I hope you white supremacists out there stay mad. And always remember, eat it in. And I know some of y'all that have problems with what we're saying over here, have issues with black empowerment. There may be black folks like Boule Boyce that have acted as friends but are really enemies in disguise and saying, I don't want reparations, I want preparation. If you think we should allow people to be around us that do that without being checked, reprimanded, or shunned, well, I speak for myself. beatzillapdx official. The Independent Black Voice. Those of you in this chat, in the comments, the voices, the Black Grassroots, and the voices of New Black Media. I'm sure I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed. Oh man, it's interesting to see, ain't it? You know, when we see these people out here going at our history so tough, you're worried about our history, and you're worried about our present. You know what I mean? They're definitely worried about our present. Let me. Oh, I can't. So I gotta go into it. Do something here. So I just want to get this link in here for y'all. Because I want y'all to take a look at that. And so both of the articles that I have will be. Is that right? Oh, so that's the wrong one anyway. So this one was already there. I need to put the other one in. The one we just did. That's what. Okay. All right. So the FBA docs. That what I need to put in here. Oh, I'm sorry. I said the root. That's actually from News One. Yeah, that's from News One. All right. So both of those are down in the description. Both of those are there. You can go check those out at your leisure. From the News One article piece, the hit piece against us, and then also the slavery, those facts that you can get about American slavery, and have an accurate reference. So, with that being said, family, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth at email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. If you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket, you can do so by way of CashApp. That is $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. So there are going to be these folks that will forever be upset, and that's all. But one of the things that we have never had an issue with is doing things against the grain. Nobody was fond of letting their slaves free. Everybody wondered what then would be done with the black folks, right? Now, with that also, I'm going to say, that's not a very friendly position towards this group of people. So again, in the American accountability, they say, well, white folks died for slaves. They died to protect their interests. To say that people did something for slaves, why have they not done that since? Because there's so many other things that they make more important than black people. So if that's true, then why aren't they still so protective of black America? And if that was true, then shouldn't they have been eager to give reparations? And now we see black folks, white folks, and everybody from the left and right going silent on a history museum that is focused on slavery, which substantiates our owed debt of reparations. I think we have seen enough tonight. We hold court and we holding it very well. Our position from here now just needs to get stronger politically and more politically focused, politically driven, and more political voices and petitions coming out here to be, again, active in this sphere. And we're going to have to force folks, this Congressional Black Caucus and all of this agenda, you got things happening to Black Americans, and Jasmine Crockett sitting down with Gavin Newsom talking about voter rights. No more benign neglect for me. I hope you all feel the same. At the end of the day, we always got to remember why they hate us.
It's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the floor. You really got to do it. 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
We are going out old school tonight. So we're doing the old outro. And so again, thank everyone for tuning in. Thank everybody for tuning in. I think we had a good conversation about what we needed to address in this American accountability. We had some white supremacists upset, and we got some Pan-Africans, Pan-Africans out here talking in circles. So, you know, I think this was a good gathering of the masses here. So again, salute, shout out to everybody who tuned in and supports Black Empowerment. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon each and every one of you and yours. Y'all keep your 3 smooth stones ready and that slingshot nearby. You never know when you might need it these days. Y'all, stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed rest of the weekend. Peace.
When you know who Satan is,
Yes, sir.
you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth.
Yes.
See, that's what you throw.
Yes, right, right.
Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.
Yeah.